This is your complete guide to the Premiership Rugby Final. How to get tickets, how to get here, what to do around the fan village, and how to have the most amazing time at the final game of the Rugby Union season. The Premiership Rugby Final. This is the biggest game in the domestic English Rugby Union calendar. It's held here at Twickenham Stadium, the home of English rugby, and it's a fantastic day out for any fan of the sport. But first, you'll need tickets. The easiest way to get them is to head to the Premiership Rugby website. I'll leave a link on the screen right here, but it's a simple case of picking your seat and paying for it. Prices range from about £45 to £125, and tickets are usually available right up until match day. If you're a fan of one of the two finalists, each club also gets a large allocation, so you can buy it directly through them. But obviously, you have to wait to see if your team actually makes the final. And if everything's sold out, you might find a paper ticket at the RFU ticket office outside the East Stand located on Rugby Road. But honestly, I have no idea why you'd ever leave it this late. Getting here is relatively straightforward. The nearest train station is Twickenham train station, located a 10-minute walk south of the stadium. Once you exit the station, simply turn right and walk down this one road. Follow the signs, it's well signposted and easy to find. You could also go via Richmond station and walk, or catch a shuttle bus from Hounslow East if you're on the tube. If you're driving, there are official car parks around Twickenham, but spaces are limited and must be booked well in advance. Plus, getting out after the game can be a nightmare. While there are a few options around the stadium, I recommend parking at Tesco across the street. Yes, it's £25, but it's probably the best value and the most convenient for escaping the match afterwards. Plus, you can grab some cheap snacks there to save on stadium prices. Get here early, otherwise the car parking spaces run out. When you get here, you'll spot the iconic rugby statue. A cool photo opportunity for fans and families, and you'll notice that the area around the stadium has a buzzing atmosphere. Whilst you're outside, go into the England Rugby store, where you'll find a huge range of merchandise for both finalists, as well as general England rugby gear. Great spot for souvenirs and picking up branded rugby stuff that you don't need but desperately want. By the way, Twickenham is completely cashless. Make sure you've got a contactless credit or debit card with you for everything, from food to merchandise. You can also visit the World Rugby Museum, which I covered in a previous video. The strange thing about Twickenham is that the whole stadium is fenced off, and you scan your ticket at the outer fence. This is because as soon as you walk in, you'll arrive into the amazing fan village. Make sure you know which gate you're entering through and expect a security check at the entrance. Twickenham enforces a strict baggage policy, so you're not allowed bags larger than an A4 sheet of paper. But once you're through security, the fan village is an almighty sight. It surrounds most of the stadium, and it's such a fun place to hang around in before the game. There's usually an interactive park where you or your kids can test out your passing and other rugby skills. By the way, even as a former rugby player myself, I was pretty terrible at this. It's great for kids and adults pretending to be kids, and there's plenty of free photo opportunities, green screen photos, places where you can dive, and fun giveaways from sponsors. If you time it right, you can also have your picture taken with the Premiership Rugby Trophy itself. It's certainly a lot heavier than you think. But the fan village is packed with things to do. Plenty of places to eat, there's themed food as far as the eye can see and as much as you can imagine, drink copious amounts of beer or whatever alcoholic beverage you're into, and you can meet mascots from every team and soak in the electric atmosphere. I spotted a couple of mascots filming a TV skit. It's super entertaining. There's a real nice party vibe here, and activities for all ages, including pull-up challenges, things for kids to test their rugby skills on, and even a Land Rover Defender demo, because why not, I guess. Whether you're a rugby fan or just there to socialise, there's something for everyone. Grab a pint at the London Pride beer bus, that's always fun. But overall, if you just want to hang out with your fellow fans, there's plenty of places that you can do that here. Twickenham is the largest dedicated rugby union stadium in the world, with a capacity crowd of 82,000. And because you've already scanned your tickets at the outer fence, you can freely walk around every area of Twickenham and go to different parts of the stadium to take photos and videos. The concourse areas are spacious, though queues can be quite long. Expect high prices for food and drink, it is stadium pricing after all. There are still plenty of merch stands and places to grab a drink or bite to eat. The stadium is massive and the view is fantastic from nearly every seat. This was my view today, just above the media zone. Not bad at all. Players start their warm-ups about 40 minutes before kickoff, and once the teams are introduced, the place comes alive. The pre-match atmosphere is electric. The music ramps up, the banners are waved, and the pyrotechnics go wild. When the players emerge, it's pure spine-tingling stuff. From the kickoff, Bath looked like the better team, and they got on the scoreboard first. But Northampton responded quickly, taking the lead. The game turned on its head when Bath went down to 14 men due to a red card. A bit soft in my opinion, but a red card nevertheless. But even after going down to 14 men, Bath still played better, and Northampton were fortunate to go into half-time with the lead. Do you know what the best thing about rugby is, apart from being able to drink in your seat? You can sit next to opposing fans, share beers and have a laugh. There's no tension like you get at football matches. It's just good vibes all around, and a refreshing change to the animosity that I'm used to at Manchester United. The Bath fan next to me just turned 18, and I didn't hesitate to buy him a beer to celebrate. In the second half, it was a nervy affair, and Northampton clearly didn't take advantage of being a man up, because Bath actually took the lead. Could they pull off the impossible? Nobody was as relieved as me when Northampton scored the winning try a few minutes from time, and did just enough to hang on to the lead and keep Bath at bay, to edge it out 25-21. An absolute nail-biter for both teams and both sets of fans. Despite being a Northampton fan, I have to say that Bath probably deserved it more, but I'm certainly not complaining. The moment I saw my team lift the trophy was incredible. Fireworks, flames, confetti, the trophy is lifted, the champagne is sprayed, and it's been 10 years since the last Premiership Final win. But it's a memory that'll last a lifetime. The Bath fans, to their credit, stayed behind to clap both teams. And even after the game, people don't rush off home. The fan village stays open, with concerts, live music, and people soaking in the last rays of the day's sunshine. It's a proper all-day party, and every fan, win or lose, celebrates with each other and parties the night away. I'll definitely be back, especially if Bath or Northampton are playing in the final again. Just one word of warning, leaving the stadium is the only downside. It can be quite crowded, and there's a one-way system in place to manage the crowds heading back to Twickenham Station. It can take a while, and being on public transport gets very hot and sweaty, so pack some patience. Overall though, if you are a rugby fan, this is something that you'll want to experience once in your life. Okay Nin, I'm sold. What do I need to do? First things first, you'll need tickets. Buy them directly from the Premiership Rugby website. Tickets are usually available up to a year in advance, but the closer you get to the final, the scarcer they become. Tickets range from £45 to £125, and if you ask me, sit in the lower half of the stadium on the halfway line for the best experience. I've also mentioned the ways that you can get here, but long story short, if you're not drinking, drive yourself and park at Tesco, and if you are drinking, use Twickenham Station. Is there anything else I need to know? Yes. As mentioned before, it's a cashless venue, so please bring a contactless credit or debit card. No bags larger than a sheet of A4 paper are allowed unless it's a clear bag from the club shop. Arrive early to experience the fan village. don't leave it until kick-off, otherwise you've missed half the fun. Expect an amazing party atmosphere, but also expect crowds and being crowded. Don't rush anywhere and soak it all in at your own pace. If you found this guide helpful, be sure to like, share and subscribe. Got a bucket list idea you want me to cover? Drop it in the comments or tweet it at me, and if I get enough suggestions, I'll make a video about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Camera guys.
Come on, you Saints.
The great thing about this particular game is that I'm actually a fan of both teams. I'm predominantly a Northampton fan first, but if Bath win today, I can't complain.